this stand for the neighborhood party.
Right on. Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, your friendly neighborhood pothead, and today we are smoking, in the bong, we're smoking Freedom Cannabis' secret formula. It is called, what was it called? Oh, it's just called Secret Formula. Let's see here. It's 28.9% THC, it's 0.6%, 0.1% CBD, and a 3.87% terp profile. It's this stuff. I'll have it pop up. It's a heavy indica. Oh, actually, I should point out too, the actual terps in it are myrcene, limonene, and linalool. It gives it a really nice, like, stinky, gassy kind of smell. A little bit more of an earthy flavor with a little bit of like a citrus exhale, I guess, or a citrusy kind of exhale, limey kind of exhale, I guess. It's really nice. The first time I smoked it, it changed my world. It's one of my favorites. It was a surprise. I didn't know that it would be that good because it's a relatively affordable ounce. But yeah, it's really nice. It's right up there with Gorilla Berries or even Purple Kush for me. In fact, I think this might be right up there beside Purple Kush, Freedom, what is it? Secret Formula, and then Gorilla Berries right underneath those two. Yeah, it's really nice. It's a nice, like I said, it's an indica, so it's more of like a body buzz, a laid back high. It's, how do I explain it? So the first time I smoked it, so myrcene generally makes you dizzy. So if you're looking for like a dizzy kind of floaty kind of head feeling, myrcene does that for you. So at first I filled this whole thing up with smoke, this whole bong. It's 16 inches. It's massive. I filled the whole thing up, took the hit, because that's how I like to try my indicas for the first time. So I did that. I noticed immediately it was a creeper. So it takes like 5-10 minutes to set in. And then when it does set in, you get this like weird wavy dizzy kind of feeling. And then you get this really calm, relaxed, laid back high, and spaced out headspace. You don't really think about anything. You can't really focus on anything. You just kind of you putty it. I'll call it. That's what I'm gonna call it from now. I'm gonna call it puttying. Where if you haven't seen it, I don't know, but you should have, because it's Seinfeld, and I'm pretty sure everybody on the planet's seen Seinfeld at this point. There's a scene where David Putty is sitting in an airplane, just staring at the back of his seat, all open-jawed and like, right? So I call this kind of weed puttying. So hopefully I don't putty. Just in case I putty though, I brought the Trailblazers as the pre-roll. So the Trailblazers are, they're called Hustle and, the Trailblazer is the company that makes them. Hustle and Haze is the type of weed, or the name, and it's THCV plus THC. So what that means is you get, I don't have my glasses on, shit. You get 14% THC, and then, shit, where is it? Total THC is like another 5% THCV. So compounded together, you're at 19%, 19% total, what do you call it, cannabinoids. Okay, fuck, that freedom stuff is setting in. Also, I haven't had a beer in a while, so I figured I'd have a beer this sesh. So cheers, have a beer. Have a beer with me. Let's talk about some weed, and then I want to talk about dogs. Okay, so yeah, with THCV kind of acts as kind of like caffeine does, so it gives you like quite a bit of a boost up. And then with the sativa style THC, You're more focused, more social, more talkative, more productive. Like when I smoked this, the first time I smoked this, I cleaned my house. A good sativa does that. Those are really the only kinds of sativas that I smoke, because the only time I'm smoking sativa is either to be social with someone else, sometimes doing this podcast with Tyler, and yeah, when I'm in a social setting. Otherwise, I like to smoke indicas because I like to just sit, relax, and chill the fuck out at home. So, just in case this freedom hits me too hard, I've got the Trailblazers Hustle and Haze THCV plus THC, because that's a nice solid pick-me-up. So yeah. So thank you for joining me on Friday at 4:20. Fuck. I told you, this fucking freedom cannabis, man. This secret formula shit it's an indica, that's for sure. It's definitely, if you want to relax and forget the day or forget your shit, done. Dealt with right there. So, yeah, so thank you for joining me on Friday at 4:20 to start your weekend off. I hope you had a good week. I hope you're having a good time. I hope life was good to you. I hope the week treated you nice. And I hope that any of the negative shit that's been on you for the week, you get to wash off this weekend and have a good weekend in the sun and fun, or whatever you like to do. Yeah, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to enjoy the sun and the fun, baby. Although it's supposed to rain on Sunday. I didn't really have a whole lot of a plan for this sesh, but I did want to talk about something that I've noticed, because, so hopefully you know this, but maybe, I don't know, I don't talk about it a lot, but I talked about it enough, I think. I got a dog for the kids at Christmas. Now, obviously, this dog is my dog, because I love her. But it's an American bully. She's an American bully. She has, like, California sand color to her. What else can I say about her? She's awesome. She's 9 months old. And I have to take her to work every day. So on order days and busier days, I take her to a place that she could play with other dogs, and Nate, the guy that runs it, is pretty awesome with her. He takes her out, tires her out. She's exhausted by the end. But this is what I've noticed, taking the dog to work. So I've had the dog since she was 10 weeks old, and I put her all through training. She's pretty well trained. Like we have one more round to do, but I've just been too busy to set it up lately. But having to take her to work, I'm trying to train her at work, train her at home, and put her in an environment at work where she can get, like, socialized, you know? So she's not freaking out and jumping all over everybody and stuff like that. Here's the problem. She freaks out and jumps all over everybody because she wants to say hi. And her way of shaking your hand is by grabbing your forearm with her mouth and be like, hey. And then she leaves you alone. But she jumps up on you and whatever. So I try to teach her at work not to jump up. So I have her on a leash. I have her tight so that she can't get close to people. People have to ask to come say hi. Just because I want her. She's not going to hurt you if she jumps. Well, maybe she will, because she's, like I said, an American bully. She's like 65 pounds right now. So, and she's strong as shit. Like, I don't move for a lot of things. And if she wants to go somewhere, she's actually, like, pulled me off balance, which I've been very impressed with, and that's part of the reason that I love her. But you have to worry about that at work, right? Because, so most of the time I keep her in the back, and I keep her tied up so that she's not freaking out. I give her toys, play with her, do whatever when it's slow. But whenever a person comes in, or at least when she was little, when people would come in, okay, they would want to say hi to the dog. I get it. It's a puppy. She's very cute. She's very lovable. She knows it. She shows it, you know. But she's also a bulldog, okay? She is of the family of Pitbull. Her kind of fun is like shoving each other everywhere and trying to bite and nip and do all this shit, right? So I let her do that with me when we're playing in the house. I'll let her bite me and nip me, but she knows, like, we'll get to this, but she knows not to fuck with me. You have to be very dominant, I've learned, because it's our first dog. So I've learned with dogs, you have to be the alpha. Like, there's no fucking around. Like, we're kids, if you have kids, you can sort of, like, they can, you can sometimes slack on the rules. right? With a dog, because they don't know English. You can't slack on the fucking rules, man. There's no like, oh, you can't have that, and then you give it to them. That fucks everything up, right? So part of the problem that I've had is that I've had to get her to learn that when she meets a person, just to stay down first, okay? So normally at the shop, because she's a little bit shy too, she doesn't like go jumping, but once she gets to know you, she's all over you if she's excited to see you. But when she's getting to know you, she actually does walk up very calmly, like stops, waits, lets you sniff her, she'll go up and sniff you, and then I let her decide if she wants to actually meet that person, right? So if she wants a pet, like, cool. If she doesn't want a pet, I'm like, oh, sorry, bud. You know what I mean? Because she does that. She'll go up to some people and walk right back away and be like, nope, no thank you. So one of the things that I have been telling customers, and now she's 9 months old now, so she's a lot better at it. Like, I don't have to remind her so much to stay down or not to like nip, to be gentle, whatever. But her trigger thing is her face. So if you're petting her on the body, she's like, ooh, yay, body pets. But if you pet her on the face and you start like rubbing her cheeks and like playing with her face, if you're not doing it, like, there's a certain way that I can play with her chin and she'll sort of like fall asleep in my hand. But like only I know that. You know what I mean? So people that do it, when they're playing with their face, they don't realize that it's just riling her up. She's like, oh, you want to play. And you can just watch her pupils just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm sitting there going, oh, crap, this person's going to get a nip. So I start to pull her away immediately as her eyes start to get wider and wider. I hold her down, lower down on the chain, and I pull her back a bit. And then I start walking her away. But inevitably, everybody says the same fucking thing to me, okay? Oh, it's okay, I have a dog, it's fine, I let my dog do this all the time. Oh yeah? What kind of dog do you have? I just have, I have a beagle. Your beagle is my dog's breakfast, okay? You don't understand. Unless you've had a bulldog, a big dog, and a powerful dog, you don't understand what those jaws can do until they get on you, man. And trust me, when she was a puppy, I would play with her and try to rile her up and then get her to calm down. Because you have to teach them how to like listen to you in that moment of chaos, right? So I rile her up and then I calm her down. So in this moment at work, when this is happening and the person's going like, no, it's fine, it's okay. All I know is that if I waited a second longer to walk her away from you and kept her in that spot so you could keep petting the top of her head and now she thinks it's time to try and catch your arm, you have never felt the pressure that this dog can apply. Like, I didn't even get full pressure, dude, okay? I was playing with her and I got her really riled up and she would just nip with the front of her teeth, like her front teeth, and just nip a little bit at things. And you're like, okay, it kind of hurts because it's pointy teeth and puppy teeth are like razor sharp. But that's nothing compared to the fucking clamp of the back and where the teeth meet the fucking jaw. Dude. She got my forearm in there one day and she was nipping at first and she's nipping. I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden I felt the pressure of her jaw just slowly pushing and clamping. And it got to a certain point where I was like, oh man, that's enough. Like, it didn't hurt. It's just you realized she was going to go to a point where it could have done some severe damage. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that my dog, okay, now maybe I'm a proud dog owner, I don't know. But if she was let to her natural devices, okay, I think she could probably clamp down on your arm and snap that motherfucker in half without even twisting her head. Just crunch. That's how firm I let her go. And I can squeeze pretty hard. And I have like a pretty high tolerance for pain. Again, she wasn't trying to hurt me. We were playing. So she was just slowly squeezing, like testing the boundaries of how far she could go. Dude, having felt like probably like 10% of what her bite could really be, and people telling me, oh no, it's fine, man. I have a dog at home. I have 4 of them. We all play, man. Like, nip me, it's so cool. Yeah, you know what? First things first. It's cool when it's your dog's. When it's someone else's dog, that's assault, brother. You know, like, you're not going to be like, oh man, you took a chunk out of my arm. Okay, see you Tuesday. See you later, brother. No, you know what you're going to do? You're going to be like, motherfucker, your dog bit my arm. We're putting that dog down. That dog's a danger. Meanwhile, you're the person that was like, hey, come play with me. Come on. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you? Yeah, here's my arm. Bite it, bite it, bite it, bite. Ah! Why'd you bite it? Like, that's what happens. That's what, not all the people, but that's what some people, that's some of the people that I deal with on a daily basis. And it's not just work and customers and, like, I get it. She's a cute dog. You want to see her. Trust me. I'll put a picture up. Boop. But yeah, she's like, I get it. People want to see her. But there's certain times of the day where she's like too ready to play that it's not the time to meet her. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that I never realized too. As a dog owner, you have to be aware of like your dog's attitude changes throughout the day. So like pretty much all morning I can hang out with her and just like chill out on the couch, go for a walk, a nice easy stroll. Once 2 o'clock in the afternoon hits, boom, it's fucking full energy. Like she's up, she's like, okay, gotta go. I'm leaving. Come on, let's go. And it's like, where are you gonna go? She's like, I don't know, but I gotta run. I gotta run somewhere. I gotta run. So like our backyard's not that big, but it's big enough for her to run in circles. Dude, I let her out the other day and I was putting up a new canopy on the deck and she's flying around under the deck and around the backyard, around the shed, around the deck, around the backyard, around the shed, around the deck. And there's like grass flying up behind her, like dust from like an old 70s muscle car going down a dirt road. Like, it's insane how much she needs to run. So luckily this week I found a dog park that's apparently private, so you can rent it out for like half an hour or an hour, and you can it's just you and the dog, and you can just throw the ball, let them run, do whatever, and it's a big fenced-in area, so we're going to try and go there sometimes in the week. Because, yeah, man, I don't think people really understand. Like, there's other customers and other people that I've met that obviously have American Bullies, so they understand what they're like. So when they're approaching them to pet them, you see it. There's a difference. Like, they come up and they actually always pet her on the back. They never pet her on the head. They always pet her on the back, and they're really nice, and they're soft-spoken, and they just tell her how pretty she is, you know? But if it's like a 20-year-old girl, this is pretty much the reaction you get every fucking time. Oh my God, a puppy! I want to see your puppy! Please let me see your puppy! And you're like, all right, fine. And then she's like, it's a good puppy! You're like, oh, dog's gone. Dog's gone. 10 seconds, dog's gone. And that dog is just going, yeah, I am a puppy. I want to eat your face. And she, come on, puppy, play. Come on, puppy, play. And then the dog jumps at her and knocks her over. Because the dog, stretched out, will put her shoulders on my shoulders. I'm almost 6 feet tall. I'm 5'11". Like, dude. And she's like, right there. Her head's like right here on me, on my chest, okay? On like, just above nipple. So she can put her legs up on my shoulders and stand up and be like, hey, I want stuff, you know? So these younger women tend to get bowled over by this dog, and then they look at it like, oh my God, what happened? And you're like, she's a 65-pound little ball of muscle that's been sleeping all day for this moment to now crush something. And you were the dumb thing that stepped in front of it going, let me play with you. And I'm going like, maybe don't play, maybe just pet her on the back. No, it's okay, I have a dog too. I love dogs. So yeah, you love dogs until they're on top of you. Holding you down like a wrestler from Russia. You'd be fucking kidding me. I've been pinned by her. I'm bigger, so I flipped her over. But I'm just saying, I know her power. We wrestle. We had a jiu-jitsu. She was trying to bite on my arm when she was a little younger, a couple months ago. And yeah, we ended up tied up on the couch. Like I got her, I I wrapped her up with my legs and my arms because I had to hold her on her back until she calmed down, and I would just pet her tummy. I was laying on my back on the couch, and I had her on her back on top of me, because then that way she can't get me with her face, and I could tuck her face in between the couch, my shoulder, and my head, so I could hold her completely still. So I stretched her right out, and I put my legs around her. I bear hugged her at the top, and I crooked my head on her neck so she couldn't get me, and she just kept kind of wriggling, and I held her in place and just pet her tummy. I was like, "It's okay, it's all fine. We're okay. You're okay." The dog finally gave in. But yeah, it's a lot of, like, it took a lot out of me. I was tired at the end of that, man. It was like a half an hour of, like, calm down, puppy, you're too riled up. Because she would get banana pants. And then we got her fixed. We got her spayed. And that sort of brought the aggression a little bit down, but the energy's still way there. And I like it because it makes me have to do more stuff and trying to live a healthier life. This is definitely adding to it. I've been waiting for the summer so that I could play with her every day outside. Yeah. It's been pretty awesome. But I don't understand. Like, people, if I could tell you one thing, here, let me give you a couple tips that I have learned, okay, as a dog owner for the first time. So I'm not saying I'm a professional in any way, but I can say that I chose as my first dog one of the more powerful yet what's the word? Emotionally connected breeds I think you could get, because she follows me around. She listens to me now really well. I mean, she still has her moments because she's only 9 months old, and we have to get through that other class. But I didn't realize a couple things, okay? When I got the dog, I was like, yes, I want this breed. I like that dog. And it'll help me be a little bit more active because I have to meet her physical requirements in the day, so that she ages well, right? And she has a really happy life. So, sorry, hold on. I got sidetracked by taking out a joint. Hope you're enjoying the sesh. I hope you like dogs. If you're not a dog person, now you know a few things about dogs. My dog's awesome. Come say hi. Okay, so I'm going to try the Trailblazers, Hustle and Haze, THCV, and THC. So it's about 20% total cannabinoids. It's lower on the THC side with a little mix of THCV, which I explained at the beginning of the sesh. So if you want to know about it, go back to that. No, I'm just kidding. It's 14% THC and it's 53.7, so 5.3% THCV, which puts it at a total of 20% cannabinoids. And it's, like I said before, it mimics a little bit of caffeine and gives you that feeling. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't say is that it does suppress appetite. So if you have like digestive issues, or if you're trying to lose weight potentially, or at least moderate your food, this could be something that could help you. I'm not saying do it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to go and do it. I'm just saying that customers that have come in have expressed a variety of different ailments due to digestion, and this has helped them with that. Hey, one thing worth noting, actually, so talking about digestion. So, CHS, cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, right? Yeah. I had a customer that came in, and I've had a theory about it because it has to do with like gut pain, vomiting, and things like that. There's a couple other things too, but the primary concern seems to be in your gut, and then digestive issues and discomfort and pain and whatever. But I've had a couple customers come in and say that they've run into that problem. So they were trying to find stuff that you couldn't smoke, or I mean that you could smoke that would calm it down. And I was like, no, if you have that, you can't smoke. Like, no matter, you can't put THC in you because then it hurts you. Like, it's just going to flare it up. It's going to act it up. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point of it, is that you have THC in you and you have these symptoms. It's coming from the direct use of pot. So you can't have any cannabinoid in you, essentially, is what your body's telling you. So this one customer was very excited about the idea that he wouldn't be able to smoke weed or have weed anymore. So we got to talking, and I said, look, here's my theory. Okay, this is just a theory. This is not medical advice. I am not a medical doctor. I do not know what I'm talking about. I have theories on life like anybody else. When you think about stuff, you come up with ideas, and then that may or may not be correct. I have no scientific proof of this. Okay? So I said to him, my theory is that because it is directly related to your gut, maybe your gut health is off. So is it possible that if you started eating probiotic yogurt, or even just yogurt in general, it could potentially help, provided you also stop smoking weed for a period of time, or stop ingesting weed for a period of time, at least until it's out of your system, then maybe it will help your body rebalance itself, and then that's how you fix it, potentially, right? So I tell him this with a big disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I do not know what I'm talking about. I am just talking about a theory of something that I have thought about, and I in no way believe that it can help you. I am just saying, I thought about this. And it's an idea, and that is all, okay? Okay, so this being the idea that if you had the probiotic yogurt, it would help your stomach. It would level out the CHS and potentially help fix the problem, or at least that portion of the symptoms. At the same time, not having any weed, because then it helps fix it better. Right? I'm high now, shit. I hope you're high. Cheers. I hope you're enjoying your Friday. So, I said this to him. He goes, you know what, maybe. So he buys probiotic yogurt, starts eating it. Comes in a few weeks later, says it cleared it up, starts smoking weed again. I don't think he waited long enough without smoking weed. And again, this is not medical advice. Do not take it as medical advice. Take it as conjecture through the theory of entertaining thought. Okay? So, he takes for a couple weeks, says it fixed it. A few weeks later, all of a sudden it's back again. That's the problem with CHS. It's reoccurring. So if you don't have the time, first of all, we don't understand why it happens. Okay? We just know that it is related, all that we know about it is that it is potentially related to THC, because everybody that's got it has smoked pot. Okay? So, is it that or something else? Don't know. But clearly, the case is not, I feel like you have to take time off, or in some cases you have to stop, I guess. Because I think your body can rebalance, and like, if you accepted it for so many years, maybe you're just overdoing it and your body needs a break. So maybe take like a 6-month break and then have some weed and see what happens. Or maybe just curb your smoking habits. Like, instead of smoking as frequently, maybe instead of smoking, like, let's say, okay, you smoke, let's say you smoke 5 days a week every night, okay? If you have CHS and you're doing, and like you're smoking like that and you get CHS and it becomes a problem, the first step in my mind would be to stop smoking completely and change your diet. See how that goes. Then once that's all, become a habit, then if you really want to, go back to trying weed. You don't have to, but then if you do try weed, you got maybe just don't do it as frequently. So even if you can't go the steps of taking the time off, just dial it back. If you're doing 5-7 days a week, maybe do 3 or 4 days a week and split it up. Just, exercise some willpower for a bit. And again, I'm not saying this will fix it, because clearly for him, it didn't fix it. It alleviated it for a little bit, and it could have been because he changed his diet. And then it came back again. So that didn't do shit. Anyway, that was a little interlude. Okay, so sorry. So the dog thing. So the first thing I realized when getting the dog was how much you have to understand their behavior throughout the day for them to interact with other people. Okay? And how to get them to interact with other people the way that they would interact with you and listen to you, right? So, there was that, and then what was the other one? There's like 3 or 4 things. There was how their personality sort of depicts how you let them interact with people. And then there was so one of the things I found is that in training, the training that we took, and it works because our dog is very food motivated, was like it's treat centric, right? So like anytime you wanted the dog to do something, you give it a treat and slowly take the treat away as they learn to do that thing, so that they just listen to you and don't need the treat every time. Here's the thing, okay? When like a dog, like a pit bull or a bulldog, gets like riled right up, no treat, no nothing is going to settle them down other than knowing that they're in the presence of an alpha, okay? So there were a few times where once she got to be about 50 pounds, she would test and see what she could get away with when she would play. So she'd get all riled up and like go after the kids. So the kids would be watching a show, and then she'd just jump on the couch and start like attacking them. So then I'd have to grab her, take her, and we'd put her in like a little playpen thing, and she'd have to stay in there until she settled down. But there were a couple times where she got so riled that you couldn't just pick her up and walk her out, because she'd start trying to bite you. So you'd have to actually hold her down by her head and her belly, as if like on her back, as if you were a dog, right? That's like teaching another dog a lesson, because you had to show that she couldn't overpower you and that she had to listen to you and she can't hurt other people. It's amazing how, in my opinion, you have to use logic and not pain. You're not trying to hurt the dog, but like you have to use that like what do you call it? Like primal power to prove a point, because you don't speak the same language. So explaining everything to a dog that size that can literally bowl you over if she wants to, like if she gets a hold of your arm and she's ready to fight you, like she's taking your arm. You're not, unless you have a gun, you're not getting it. Okay, if she wants it. So there's a couple times where she got way too aggressive, and I had to actually hold her down as if she was fighting a dog. So I would hold her down by her neck and her belly, and I'd keep her there until she settled down. But like that is as effective, I find, as the treat thing. If not more, because then the dog knows, like, I'm not beating the dog. I'm not like kicking her. I'm not throwing her around. I'm not choking her. Okay? We're holding her in position. Because even now the kids, if she nips at their faces when they're sitting there to play, they'll hold her head like this and just hold her tight like a hug until she settles down. And she's learned that like you can't get that riled up. So at 9 months she's calmed that down. But yeah, it's amazing to me how there's a couple times where it's not even out of frustration. It's out of pure like there is no option. You've offered a treat. You've tried to move her. She's trying to bite, like not understanding it yet, not understanding that that's not acceptable. And you're trying to get that, and then all of a sudden you just tackle her. You know, just flop on top of her and you hold her down, and then she's like, she fights for a bit, and then she kind of looks at you like, okay, I get it. You know? I'm not saying beat your dog. That's not what this is. I'm saying the amount of like primal restraint you had to use and impart with training and treats and the way to listen was surprising. And then the most surprising thing to me, because again, I've had a dog when I was a kid, but I've never had a dog as an adult, right? Especially with kids. It's amazing how every month or every 2 months you see a vast difference in their ability to know and do what you want them to do. Like, now when we go for a walk, if I stop at a corner, she stops and sits. I don't even have to say anything. I look over and she's already sitting down. Sometimes she'll still stand up, but for the most part, I just look over, she's already sitting because she knows. And she has to wait, and she waits there. Every fucking corner. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, their intelligence is... It's funny because they say like, oh, they don't understand English. That's bullshit. They can't speak English. But they definitely understand some of it, man. Because like, I tell her certain things and she does it as if she's one of my kids. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a dog, you know what I'm saying. You look at them and you say like, okay, go in the back seat. As soon as you open the car door and you say, go in the back seat, and they walk up and they look at you, you're like, back seat, and they go in the back seat. Like, they know the words, you know? You say, you want to go for a walk? They know what you're talking about. You want a treat? They know what you're talking. I say, you want food? Yes, I want food. Like, do you want water? Yep, I want water. Like, I know those are the essentials, but she understands shit. Because when she's riled up, if she's really like nipping and snapping at the kids and stuff like that, I have to come in. And as soon as I come in, she acts just like my kids act. She'll start, like, settle down almost immediately because she knows, oh, he's not fucking around, right? So she'll be on the couch all ready to like snap at me and nip at me. I stand right at the corner because it's an L-shaped couch. So I stand right in the corner where she's running back and forth like this. Left and right, and nipping at my hand. But she'll never actually touch my hand. She just nips right near it. And she's like, come on, play with me, play with me, play with me. And every time I'm sitting there going, gentle, kisses, no, settle. And I'm just saying those words over and over again until eventually she stops, starts to sit down, licks my hand, and then I pet her chest and she settles down. I think what people don't realize about dogs, I didn't, is that your energy is the energy that they take on. If you're riled up, they're riled up. If you're on alert, they're on alert. If you're chill as fuck, they're just like, what is up? That's probably one of the more surprising things too. They feed off your energy. They want to be like that. That's the other thing too. Oh, there's so many surprising things about dogs. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Shit. Let me smoke some of my thinky weed. Hold on. Oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Fuck, it's gone. I don't remember. But they definitely understand what you're talking about. For sure they understand. They don't, they play dumb. Sometimes they play dumb. But for the most part, they know what you're saying. And they're just looking at you like, hey, maybe I will. I'm an animal, motherfucker. I don't have to do shit. Other than shit outside or pee outside. By the way, shovel the snow more so I can do that often. Now it's summertime. I hate picking up shit, though. Like, are we all in agreement to that? Like, how did that be a thing? Like, how can we not teach dogs to pick up their own shit? I know they don't have opposable thumbs, but there's got to be a doohickey that you can strap to a dog that picks up its own shit. I guess it's called a diaper, doggy diaper. But, like, I'm just saying, you know? Anyway. Yeah, so it just surprises me when, you know, people at the shop they get excited, or not people at the shop, people in general. They want to see the dog and then they get mad at it when she's excited. She's a puppy. She wants to play, man. It's not my fault. The dog is my dog is the fucking Hulk of dogs. Like, I know she's not, but she's big. She's very thick, as my youngest says. But But yeah, stop telling me that fucking, oh, I know, I have dogs too. I'm so glad that you have dogs, but guess what? I'm training my dog to be a certain way because I need my dog to be a certain way because she's at work and she can't do the things that you would let your dog do at home at work. And she has to know that. And you telling her that she could do it is not good. Okay? So I had a bunch of people do that, just get her riled up, and then I had to take her to the back, and they're like, oh, no, take her to the back. I'm like, no, I can't have her jumping on you. You're gonna get pissed. Like, I'm gonna get a fucking fine. Somebody's gonna sue me. Not happening, you know? And then the other one is when I was training her, we had a clicker in class, and I forgot it one day, so I was snapping at her like this, and I snapped, and this old lady looks at me, and she's like, hey, don't snap at your dog. I was like, the fuck? The fuck are you? I didn't say that to her. That's what I thought. I look over like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, don't do that. And I go, I'm training my dog. And she goes, don't do that. And I go, it's not your dog. I'll train my dog how I see fit. Like, she's not doing anything to you. I'm not doing anything to you. Why are you interjecting in this? What is happening here, old lady? And then she smacks me. Or maybe she smacked me. No, she smacked me when she said, don't do that. When I snapped at her, she's like, don't do that. I looked at her, I go, you're not here long enough to take the chance to take a slap at me. You don't have enough time left to be pulling that shit. I don't, like, why do people, everybody that has a dog wants to tell you how to have a dog. You know? I listen to my trainer who tells me how to do dog things because they train dogs on a regular, and I do those things. Maybe I don't do them perfect, but I try, okay? And I want my dog to have the manners that represent our family. I want a dog that says, fuck you, but please and thank you at the same time, you know? So, all I'm saying is that if you're gonna approach somebody with a dog, just make sure you can actually say hi to the dog. You know, everybody, to be fair, everybody has asked to say hi to her. They don't just normally approach her. She'll approach people though, like it doesn't matter. But yeah, but the other thing too is like, pet a dog on their back first. Like any animal, I feel like they're more comfortable if you pet them on their back before their face. Because their face is where their jaws are. And that's the thing that they're going to use to defend themselves is their mouth. So why put your hands near the thing that's going to potentially do the most damage to you? If you pet their back, they're going to be like, what you doing back there? You know what I'm saying? So I try to tell everybody, just don't pet her face. And most people do listen. The people that don't listen, well, I let happen whatever happens. Because like one day, I'll tell you a good story quick before we end this. So this one day, I'm sitting there having coffee and I let her out to go take a shit. And she's outside and she takes her shit, and then I see her walk over to the other side of the yard, and I'm taking a sip of my coffee, and she starts eating it. I'm like, fuck, she's eating grass. And then she lifts her head up, and I'm like, oh no, she's eating rabbit shit. So she ate a pile of rabbit shit. Let's fucking talk. And then we go to work. She's trying to lick me and say hi. I'm like, nope, keep your face away from me, right? So I get to work, and this woman, who's like one of the first customers of the day, I have the dog tied to my waist, and I'm trying to teach her follow me around the shop, right? So this woman, I'm trying to keep her close. This woman says hi to her. She's like, oh, I said, please don't pet her face because it gets her riled up. Because at this point, she was only like 4 months old, and she would be like, woo, let's go crazy, you know? And she still had puppy teeth, which, like I said before, are like fucking razors. So this woman riles her up. She nips at her. She doesn't like bite, like hurt her or anything, but she nips at her. And ow! I'm like, you fucking told her to play. I said pet her on the back. And she's like, yeah, okay. And then she's like, oh, she bit me. I'm like, you just said, here, bite me. Like, there was another person with me. So I think Tyler was with me. So I was like, you see this, right? Like, I didn't, he's like, no, witness plus cameras. That's like, sweet. So like, it was all on video that she was like, no, you can bite. And she let her and then kind of got pissed at me. And then she's like, oh, it's okay. No, it's fine. And she starts petting the puppy again. And then the dog feels bad because she made her saw what happened. And I had just been teaching her like, oh, you know, at home, if she nipped too hard, I'd scream. And she'd go, oh, and she'd always be sorry, right? So the dog trying to be apologetic, this woman's petting her, jumps up and starts licking her all over her face. That's right, rabbit shit tongue. All over the face, baby. It was awesome. That's the thing I love about having pets. You can watch your pet lick its asshole, and then the next person it meets can potentially take that asshole covered tongue and lick their face with it. And then that person's gonna wonder why they got pink eye. Revenge by Aminol. Cheers. I love having a dog. I've never really had the urge to have a dog, and the kids finally got me on it, and I was like, fine, I'm gonna get a dog. They wanted all these, between you and me, they wanted these wussy dogs. I wanted like a jacked up dog so that I could be like, look, I need to look like you. A constant reminder of my flabby ass. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and she's been my motivation to get out lately and get in better shape, so it's been working out pretty well. We got a pretty good relationship going on. She's got to be around forever, man. I think she's my new girlfriend. Can you marry a dog? Oh my God, I'm desperate. No, I'm just playing. All right, well, those are my thoughts off the stem for this week. I hope you enjoyed the sesh. I hope you had a good week. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you have fun with your dog. If you have a dog, if you have a cat, have fun with your cat. I also have a cat. It's crazy. It's like the land of the jungle over here. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. So thank you for joining me, Justin Barone. Why I did this, I don't know. I'm an ape now. This is my jungle call. Jesus Christ. Thank you for joining me, Justin Barone. I hope you come back next week on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, YouTube, Podchaser, Good Pods, Pandora. There's another one I keep forgetting. I feel like a dick, but I can't remember. Anyway, check us out. Check out Thoughts Off the Stem on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Buy me a coffee. If you want to donate to the show, buy me a coffee. I'm pretty sure I still have a thing on there. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the sesh. Check out tots420.com, and we will see you next week. Hopefully. See you next week. And don't forget, like, these trailblazers, like I said, they're actually really good for doing shit and getting shit done. That's what I'm saying. That's why they're called Hustle and Haze. They're the getting shit done makers. Until next time, keep your lids low, baby. Oh, while this is going on, don't forget to check out Freedom Cannabis Secret Formula Indica, 28.7%. It's awesome too.
Thoughts off the stem for the neighborhood party.
Right on.